coming to you today for a special request. After my viewers saw my recent upload on my morning routine of me preparing breakfast for my household, I did get a special request to make another video. So today I decided that I would bring you guys along as I prepare lunch for my family. And so didn't know what I would talk about with you guys, but let's just talk about what's in the media. Let's talk about Will Smith and Chris Rock. So let me first get the items I need. It's a little later in the day, so I'm not drinking my coffee right now, but trust me, I'm gonna need some by dinner time. These kids are in rare form. So I'm gonna start off making some lemonade, and I wanted to show you guys my earrings that were sent to me over from Africa. I'm so in love with these earrings. Oh my gosh, one of hubby's friends sent them to me. So I had these for a few years now. It's not like I just got them, but I just came across them again. I went through all my jewelry and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about these. So it's these, and they sent me like some little studs that sit flat on the ear surface, but I love big earrings, so here you go. As long as they're not heavy. And these are not, they're actually wooden. They're actually wooden and connected by a little chain piece. So I love these. I'm gonna start off making tea for my kiddos, so that the water has already been chilled. I put that in earlier this morning after breakfast. So that it would be ready at lunchtime. And so their special requests. They're having the country time lemonade tea again. So again, I'm gonna get started, get this ready. This isn't gonna take long, guys. This isn't gonna take long. I'm just making some deli sandwiches and plating them up. But why not come on along and just listen, I guess, to my opinions of the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock debacle, if you will. I've heard a lot of different viewpoints on it. I will start off by saying I admired the Smith family for a number of years. I think they have great bodies of work. It's just unfortunate that things have come to where they are now. Grabbing some bread. I don't think that nobody is above discipline. Let's just start off with the incident at hand. To me, and everybody's not going to agree, I understand, but to me, the joke was painless. It wasn't even one of his funnier jokes. And we all know that Chris Rock is really funny. So I don't think that the joke was malicious or anything. He didn't say anything in regards to alopecia. While he did call her name, sorry, it was in comparison to Demi Moore's character. It wasn't, to me, in a degrading fashion. Irregardless if the two of them have history or not, the man was doing his job. He could have said way worse, especially considering all of their personal business that's out in the media. So they're having turkey and ham sandwiches. We're going to finish up the ham, open the turkey, and then some Colby Jack cheese. And I also have some provolone cheese. This is a bin that I keep all lunch meat and cheese. So this is where also like they keep their little cheese sticks. But I always try to use up what's open first before I open something else. I know every household is different, but that's with everything. Even like a box of cereal, I like to Tyzier, where's Tyzier? Go back downstairs. Thank you, sir, until I call you. You guys always get to doing that stuff. So now I'll be opening the provolone. I thought that one would carry us, but I'm glad I always have 2 packages down because I keep telling you guys, my boys can eat. And so to be on the safe side, I always have more than enough available. So, okay. So yeah, the joke could have been way worse, in my opinion. Considering Chris Rock, and we know that comedians are notorious for stealing the moment to tell a joke at anyone's expense. And so I really didn't find the joke too funny, especially not offensive. But I mean, I can't tell them how to feel. But what I can say is the reaction was very unnecessary. No, I can't agree with that reaction. Just can't. It was senseless, very unwarranted, distasteful. It has a lot of people looking at Will Smith and Jada as a couple side-eyed. Will I continue to follow their career? Why not? They do great work. You know, it's not personal for me. Although a lot of people will unfollow them. Just like the whole R. Kelly situation. It's a personal thing. You can't tell someone else how to respond to things or to react to things. So, it's very unfortunate. I think that Chris Rock was a bigger man, and he will always be viewed as such in the way that he handled himself so gracefully. It was very childlike what Will did, unprofessional. He dimmed the light on himself and so many others who were to be honored that night. And it's like a lot of people said, for a joke that was going to last all of 10 minutes, and maybe somebody would remember it here and there, but it would have to definitely be Googled after some time because of the relevance. There would be none. But now, this is definitely going to go down as one of the biggest nights. I like to shake it up. Mayonnaise. I use Hellman's. I'm a Hellman's girl, not a Miracle Whip person. As the biggest night in Oscar history. And it's a shame because it should have been someone's body of work or acceptance speech that goes down, and it's the biggest night in Oscars history. What did it do for the African American culture? It set us back. For all, and not to say that he's not a decent human being, but for all people who are living their life in a positive fashion, and with us poor folk who can only hope to be where he is, it put a bad taste in our mouths, and it set a bad example. Considering where he's from and how far he's come, and he's one of few that would ever make it that far, African American, male or female. And it just ruined American people's image of African American yet again. As far as the Academy goes, for them to put such a decision on the shoulders of Chris Rock was blatantly wrong. It's not his decision to press charges. It is to a certain degree, but that's something that can happen, later. Because as you can see, he kept the show going. So why didn't they remove this man? Don't put out a statement saying that he was asked to leave and refuse. Because when you ask somebody to leave and they refuse, what's the next steps? Because if it was me, who's a nobody, and you asked me to leave and I didn't, what would be the next step? What would you have done? I think things would have been handled differently. What would you have done? And so it makes a difference because of who it was. Let's just go back to the slap itself. And I believe this came from Steve Harvey. And I had already said it. And it was amazing to me that he felt the same. Tajan, sit down and watch TV. He was so comfortable in what he did because of the location. Because there were millions of eyes watching. And he knew the reaction had to be very limited at the moment. He was so comfortable in the way that he walked away without even watching his back, because he knew that much couldn't be done. That right there alone, it pissed me off. Tajan, don't let me talk to you again. It pissed me off. Because, it further shows that you took complete advantage of that situation in that moment. And it makes me view you as a coward. I'm from the hood too. Not that it matters, but I'm just saying. He's only from across the bridge from me, okay? Across the blue, so we say. Over the water, whatever. Same streets, basically, bro. You don't do that. Took advantage of that man in that moment, and it was unfair. But to each his own. I use a pizza cutter for my sandwiches, guys. It makes it so easy. Cut them on an angle. Done with it. I've been doing that for years, packing lunches for my clients in the group homes. We would always pack their lunches every day and put them in the baggies. And you can even do this when it's in the baggies already and sealed. Very easy. I tell you, my boys like to eat, so I'm going to show you. They really can eat. Tyzir, you're too loud, sir. Yeah, Will was just way too comfortable with that. And then a lot of people, I hear you saying, but this has been something that's been going on between them. Okay. And they're both comedians. And what? And so Will has never said a joke at anybody's expense. And please, let's not visit that red table. Okay? Because honestly, they brought all these jokes on themselves. Nobody was privy to this information until you voluntarily shared it with them. Why did you do that? You wanted the red table ratings to go up? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you sold your soul to the devil for 1 cent. It's not worth it. And with the age that we are now, and I like to say we got more years behind us than in front of us, should have made better decisions. What are you teaching the children? What are you teaching the children? There is no excuse. Gotta refill this. Okay, so these are their yogurts, guys, that they're gonna have. There is no excuse. None. For that foolishness. You made your bed. Now you must lie in it. And from what I heard just recently, he has now withdrawn himself from the academy. To me, another coward move. They're going to have chips with it. We're going to finish off the wavy, and then there's more of the sour cream and onion. But this has been open. I think Tatai is the only one that don't like the sour cream. So he'll have the wavy, and the others will have this. But again, to me, that's just a coward move. You removed yourself before they had the opportunity to remove you. I am very disappointed in Will Smith. Very disappointed. I don't care how you push it or pull it. It's wrong. And for all those people that's in agreement with it, be mindful. That could have been you or your loved one. And would you have that same energy? Just yesterday, I saw an upload that is on YouTube from Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock. I was so grateful to see that. Although I don't condone violence of any kind. But I was just grateful to hear somebody speak up about what has happened, what has transpired. Who better than his brother? And so, while a lot of people might not agree with his delivery, again, you got to remember, he is directly affected by this. And being his brother. Okay? And so he had the right to be as angry as he is about this situation. I applaud him for speaking up on behalf of his brother. In spite of everything. If you haven't gone to see it, you might want to tune into that. It was very, very understandable to see how upset he is. He shared that there's 10 Rock brothers. It's not over. And he was very honest in the fact of saying that he has nothing to lose. He set ground rules as he opened. And honestly, he kept it 100. When he opened it, he had some of Tupac's music playing. And you all know what that was referenced to. Right? And he said he's pocking all year. He's pocking all year. I thought that was real funny. Some may not, but I do. Because you can't be that sensitive and let people know your weak spot. You sat on a public platform, and I believe this was Charlemagne asked you, were you affected by Jada's relationship with Tupac? And you honestly said, hell yeah. And you went on to say that they had a relationship. One moment, guys. Had to sit the little one down. You went on to say that they had a different type of relationship than you and your own wife had. They grew up together. They were very close. Jada ended up with you. So obviously, you were very insecure with the dynamic of their relationship, even though you were married to her. Or you were married to her. Mm-hmm. I don't know at what point you were intimidated by the relationship, but obviously it's still ongoing because you answered that recently. So, what do you think people is going to do with that information? That's the same thing as that red table talk. And while we're bringing that up, why didn't you have that energy for that little boy who slept with your wife? And she sat there and said it was something that she needed. She needed, her body needed to feel good. And she needed to feel good for a long time. Now that's the word she used. Everybody listening heard what I heard. And basically what I heard was a woman saying she was not satisfied by her husband sexually. That's what I heard. You guys can listen to it and tell me what you hear. But that's exactly what I heard. That this woman is not and have not been satisfied by her husband sexually for quite some time. That's my thoughts on this. I feel as though he was wrong on so many levels. I feel as though that he further wronged Chris Rock when he did not publicly apologize to him that night of the Oscars. He went so far as to apologize to the other nominees and to the Oscar, the Academy and the staff, but never did he address the victim in all of this that night. You did a punk coward move again and went to Instagram the very next day and did what he called a public apology to Chris Rock. I wouldn't even accept that. That's a bunch of foolishness. Be a man. Be the man that your woman is. Because she has, in my eyes, more balls than he do. She controlled that situation in that very moment. Go back and look at the footage, guys. She gave a look when he was already laughing. And then he reacted off of her look. And it's like Tony Rock said, you gonna hit my brother because your bitch side-eyed you? And excuse my French, but that's exactly what he said. Unacceptable. So with that being said, guys, I know a lot of people have different thoughts on this, but it is what it is. Lunch is all made. Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I got this done. While I have taken some time off from going live because we are still dealing with my grandson losing his grandmother. It is not an easy situation. The transition is very difficult for so many reasons. There's a lot of moving parts. I will not share that. I will not divulge that information. However, the funeral services are not scheduled until this upcoming Friday, which is the 8th. At this point, he is not interested in attending. I will say that this is his third very close loss in 2 years. He lost his great-grandfather, who was his great-grandmother's husband. 2 months later, he lost his grandfather, all in 2020, who was married to the grandmom that just passed. Well, they weren't married, but they were together, so common law marriage. They were together a number of years. And that was a really hard blow. I believe that's when he started having like behavioral outbursts and becoming impossible for them to handle, as I've shared in the past, because I've never had the problem on my end, but what I did was step in way more to assist them in handling that and to talk to him and just to keep him grounded, because I do have a very good rapport with him, always have, since he was born, have always remained constant in his life, have always told him that he can talk to me about anything, I can help him through anything, and if I don't know it, we can find the resources available. So we have always had a great rapport. It's even getting better. He has had his moments, and he's going to continue to have that. I will share that I am interested in having him, now that I'm more in the forefront, gain some counseling, both in school, and then I'm going to look for some in the community that I can take him to, because I want to wrap him with services. Parents, if you have children who may be depressed or going through some things or suffering loss or anything remotely close to what we're going through right now, or even not this close, if you see a child who may need some type of help, you can reach out to the Division of Family Services, which here in New Jersey is DCP&P, Division of Child Protection and Permanency. I don't know if they changed their name globally, but that's what is here in New Jersey now. And they said they did that a number of years ago because they were always looked at as DIFUS, and they wanted to remove that stigma. But it is what it is. Call a pig and a spade a spade. People are always going to look at you in that light because they view you as the entity that come in and separate families. But you can go to them and ask for some resources. There are a plethora. You can Google resources. You can call, and I believe this one is globally, 211, an information system, or 611. It's either 211 or 611, and they will give you information about all types of program, housing, assistance with paying utilities, family services, all different. Listen, the list goes on. If you ever need resources, you can dial it. I don't know why I'm going back and forth with 211 or 611, but again, it's either of the two, and they can help you with a number of things. And I just wanted to say that I am definitely seeking counseling for my grandson, because this is not an easy transition for him, for us as a family, and for my family and his other family on a whole. Again, there's a lot of moving parts. He has not been attending school. Friday made 2 weeks. Yeah, Friday made two weeks. I live in one school district. He was living in another. We are working on having special circumstances documented. Well, it's been approved from what I hear, where his school district is willing to provide transportation to my residents to and from, so that he can return to school for the rest of the school year because it's so late in the school year. And then, I can just transfer him to my school district, or if his mother changes her mind and wants to move him, because she's in the process of moving. So again, it's a lot of moving parts, but for now, this is going to be his address, and I'm going to have everything transferred here. And we were able to speak, and we haven't done that in a long time, but we were able to speak because there has always been a string with our relationship, but the dynamics of the family has changed. Your mother is no longer there, is what I said to her. And regardless if you like it or not, or I like it or not, we have to, for the sake of him, deal with one another. We have a very troubled history. I will never go into the details of that. It's not necessary. A lot of families go through stuff, and it's unfortunate, but that's what it was. I've always shared and been forthcoming with the fact that it was always myself and his other grandmom that communicated and did the exchange of him and whatever she needed as far as help financially, physically, emotionally, I was there, but she's no longer here. And so, as the mother, she now has to deal with me. And I will say, surprisingly, everything is going good. And, people grow up. When they grow apart, they get closer, meaning she and I. It's been years since I've dealt with her directly, so hopefully it's a fresh start. But I will do everything in my power to make sure that he continues to move forward in a positive fashion. He gets all the help that he needs, and we stay grounded. So, guys, I will see you in my next upload. If you haven't, please check out all the wonderful playlists that I have. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to join our channel. I really appreciate all the love and support. And as always, love and respect. Now I'm going to turn this camera around and let you see the guys' lunch. And I'm going to go ahead and get my babies fed. So have a good one, guys. Here are their lunches. They have their sandwiches. They have moo tubes, juice, and chips. So again, we have the 3 trays. Red is TJ. The yellow is Tyjon. Well, orange. They didn't have yellow, so we had to go with orange. That's our substitute color. The blue is for Tyzier. And then we have a plate for my growing man. And then I do have some extra sandwiches made up for the guys. So just wanted to show you. This is their lunches. Again, love and respect, guys.